Thanks for checking out my micro drawings. Today I'm drawing Calvin and Hobbes on an adventure. There's my pencil, quarter, and my Copic multi-liner 0.03 for reference. And in this case, I'm starting with Calvin's little safari hat, and then I'll base everything from that. So there the hat is in. Then I'm drawing, you just see the side profile and a little from behind, quartering away of Calvin. So really it's just his nose and his open mouth, a little bit of his hair. And there, just drawing his shirt. And he's got his sleeve outstretched there due to his arm holding up the map. So they're drawing in his little hand. And there's the map. And the stripes on his red shirt that he's always wearing. There you can see that eraser would pretty much cover up all of Calvin. And there's a quarter for scale as well. And then from there, using Calvin as my base, I'm going to start adding Hobbes. So there's Hobbes' bent arm. He's, of course, carrying their flag. I suppose that's to mark the new property that they're claiming. I'm not sure. And just a little note, I use Copic sketch markers for the coloring here. I use the fine tip end. And in this case, the flag in Bill Watterson's original is purple. The purple that I have is too dark, so I end up using a lighter blue just so I don't just totally cover it with the dark purple. And there's his paw or his hand holding the flag staff. And they're just drawn on the little knots where that kerchief or bandana is tied onto the stick. And the Copic multi-liner I used, like I said, a black 0.03. Works great because later on when I add color, it doesn't bleed at all. It sticks there and lets me push the color right up to the edge of it or over it in some cases, and it doesn't bleed. So works out very nicely for this. There I'm starting to work on Hobbes' face. Getting his chin in there, his open mouth. He must be saying something important. Calvin's talking too, so who knows? They're making their plans. There's his nose. And I'm just working around the top of the head, and I'll add the ears in there in just a second. There go the ears. Trying to keep it loose here because there's a lot of fur or light lines for the fur on the side of Hobbes' face. And then there go the stripes onto Hobbes, kind of going down his arm and then down his back as well. I'm leaving his chest open. That's where his white patch is when you see him from the front. So I'm just adding the stripes along his back, down his side, and then I'll add them onto his tail that's disappearing into the grass. There's a quarter for scale again. So that quarter can easily cover up the picture. There I'm adding some wisps or blades of grass to give it more of that scene feeling. And then I was going to start with the red on his shirt, but I thought, you know what, I wanted to work up to it with the skin tone first. So that's the cotton pearl that I'm adding on Calvin's face. Then I'll add the little touch of yellow That is his hair. Then I thought I'll go back to the red. I just didn't want the strong red to be there when I wanted to put the lighter color of the skin color on there. So there I'm just lightly touching it with that fine tip, leaving it a little short of the black line a lot of the times because it'll bleed right up to it. There I'm using a cool gray number 3 just to give the shadowing part of the map that Kelvin's holding. There's a cool gray number 1. That's just making it a little darker than the white, background. So there's quarter for scale again. There's the blue, the light blue that I'll use on the flag. Again, that way you can still see the wrinkles. My dark purple would have covered those up. And there's the orange for Mr. Hobbes. So again, just lightly touching that, trying to not overpower the light fur lines that I have, especially around his cheek and his head area. And there I'm just working down, using that fine tip just up near the lines, rotating the paper so I can push that fine tip against it. There's just a little bit more there I wanted to add on to his face. And then working it up, to the grass too, trying to allow it to be blended, or the green, coming up to the grass. There's a pencil for scale again. And there's I think it's barley beige I ended up using for his little hat. So it's a little bit darker tone than the cotton pearl for his skin tone on his face and his hand. So getting close to the end here. What I needed to find, and what you don't see off to the side, is I've got a different piece of paper that I'm trying out the colors on. So there's adding the green, rotating it around so that I can lightly bring the blades of grass up into the rest of the picture. All right, and there he is. They are, I should say, putting the date on and my initials. And thanks again for watching.